Hello! Welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we are going to be looking at how your spirit guides see you, how your spirit guides view you. I'm super excited to get into this reading today. I'm really curious to see exactly how they see you from their perspective. So we have three groups to choose from today. The first group is going to be the Deer Spirit with the Green Adventurine. The second group is the Hyena Spirit with the Clear Quartz. And the third group is the Owl Spirit with the Black Obsidian. So that is the reading for today. These are the groups. Whichever group you feel pulled to the most, that's most likely your reading. If you feel pulled toward more than one group, that's totally okay. That just means you have more than one message for you here today. If you need more time to pause the video and meditate on the piles, feel free to do so. I will have the timestamps linked in the description box below. That way you can click straight to your reading, and I will see you in your pile. Bye! Hello! If you chose the Green Adventurine or the Deer Spirit animal, we're going to look and see how your spirit guides see you. So the first things that were coming through when connecting with your group's energy was soft yet strong. I kept seeing almost like the Strength card. You know how she has this inner strength. She's able to tame the beast within. Also very aware, very observant. I feel like you connect to your spirit guides through your heart is something that's also coming through, because we have a lot of this green energy here. But I also kept being drawn to the ears. I feel like you could be clairaudient. I feel like you could also be I feel like your spirit guides could give you messages through music or through sound. But I feel like your spirit guides see you as very observant, very aware. You could also resonate with being psychic as well. Clairaudient specifically is something that's coming through. We also have the element of earth here. But I feel like that's something that was really coming through. Soft yet strong with this group. I feel like your spirit guides almost see you as somebody who is able to go through challenges and come out stronger than before, is something that's also coming through with this group. I'm going to go ahead and put your Deer Spirit over here. I actually really want to hold on to this crystal while I flip your oracle cards. I feel like this very motherly energy coming through, and I feel like that's kind of how your spirit guides see you, is like they see you as this nurturing, caring, you could resonate with being a healer type energy that's coming through. We have Cancer. I feel more green energy. I feel like your spirit guides do really connect with you through your heart chakra. Something that's coming through. Put your card up here. And then we have the Student. Interesting too, we have this like person within this tree. A lot of nature is coming through with this pile. I feel like you could maybe be a Taurus or have a Virgo, Capricorn as well as coming through. We have Cancer as well. But I feel like your spirit guides really connect with you through nature. They see you as almost this kind of like this blossoming flower is something that's also coming through. But with the Student, it says light attributes, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. Shadow attributes, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. Very interesting. With this card coming out, I feel like your spirit guides see you as almost like this eternal student. I feel like that may be one of the reasons why, we all come to Earth for different reasons. I feel like one of your main reasons why your spirit came to Earth was to learn more. And it's almost, I feel like your spirit sees Earth as like this type of Earth school. And I feel like that's why your spirit guides see you as very observant, very aware, because you're always like, I see you just always picking up on things, always taking things in, always learning lessons, whether that's through your own experience or through other people's experience. I feel like this group may resonate with, I feel like there's a message that I've channeled before where it's like you don't have to necessarily go through a challenge to learn a lesson. You can learn it through observing other people's challenge is something that's coming through. We also have the Honeydew Dragon, Gratitude, more green energy. Very interesting. And with this like bumblebee here, I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who's very hardworking, very willing to put in the work and learn the lessons. We also have Cantaloupe Dragon, Realign. I'm actually going to move this up a little bit more. And then we have the Chess Queen. I feel like all of your cards are green. This is even like a dark green. Literally all of your cards are green. That's very beautiful. I love this. I feel like you're very connected to Earth. I feel like Earth could be very healing for you as well. But I'm almost getting the message. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this like Earth angel. And then we have the message of trust and strategizing with the Chess Queen here. Very powerful. I feel like your spirit guides see you as very intelligent as well. With this Chess Queen and the Student, I feel like they see you as somebody who is able to understand situations on a deeper level. You could have Virgo and Taurus and Capricorn are strong with this pile, but 6th house or Mercury placements significant in your chart. But I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who is always like picking up on subtle clues, subtle hints. I feel like they almost see you, the message of like detective is coming through as well, where you're able to like see people's motives, see beyond. I feel like you're so in touch with energy is something that's coming through. I feel like you're able to read a room very good, very quickly. I feel like you pick up on social cues very fast as well. Like if you feel like somebody doesn't like you, I feel like you immediately know. Or if somebody is really like drawn to your energy, you immediately know. This very like observant energy is coming through. I see somebody who is just kind of like almost, you know what's kind of coming through? The quiet kid that kind of like sits in the back of the classroom. It's not that they don't understand what's going on. They actually understand very well what's happening within the classroom, what's happening within the room, but they may not speak up on it is something that's coming through. This very like quiet, soft energy is coming through. This is almost like feminine energy as well with the Deer and the Cancer spirit here. We have 16 here, which would be 7. So I feel like you're also very psychic, very psychically in touch. I think it's claircognizant. Maybe clairsentience, the feeling, clear feeling is coming through where you're able to feel almost like what people are thinking. You're able to feel what people are feeling. I feel like you could also be an empath as well. That's something that's coming through. You have this very like angelic type energy about you as well. I feel like your spirit guides see you as an earth angel. And I do see that your spirit guides are very grateful that you are here on Earth right now. I feel like you're very connected to them. I feel like they're always around you, whether you realize it or not. And I think your spirit guides are just really grateful that you're here doing the work that you're doing. I see your spirit guides as like understanding that incarnation on Earth isn't easy. And I see them understanding that life can be challenging, especially for somebody with this very soft, feminine energy. And I'm being just drawn to, the dynamic of things on the planet right now, how it's very masculine, how it's very patriarchal. And it can be hard for people who exist with this very quiet, soft energy. But it's like your energy is very powerful and it's needed here on the planet, is something that your spirit guides are saying. And I see your spirit guides as seeing you as almost like this heroine, this hero type energy. Like, wow, pile number 1 is actually going down there and doing the work, even though it's difficult. And that was kind of something that was coming through with this bee spirit here, is this willingness to put in the work and do the dirty work, even though it's hard. Very interesting. Trust. I feel like you could resonate with being really close to like elemental type energy, fairies, pixies, elves is something that's really coming through with this pile. This like elven energy, maybe you resonate with being a druid in a past life. Maybe you also have Celtic heritage. That's something that's coming through as well. I feel like you could also be very like drawn to plants, or I feel like plants could be very healing for you. And I'm also feeling like your spirit guides are also nature spirits. That's something that's coming through. It's interesting because I feel like your spirit guides almost see you as this like eternal child type energy. You have this motherly, nurturing energy about you, but at the same time, they see you as this very like childlike energy. I'm also feeling like maybe in childhood you could have been really like connected to nature. I'm just seeing like a child sitting under trees, like talking to trees, talking to flowers, listening to the birds, and just wanting to spend a lot of their time in nature. I feel like this is when you're the most connected to your spirit guides as well, is something that's coming through. And I feel like you could learn a lot through observing nature. And I feel like you could also get downloads or epiphanies when you're connecting with nature, when you're connecting with trees, with the earth, with just the outdoors, is something that's coming through as well. And your spirit guides are singing that song from Alice in Wonderland. It's like something like, you can learn a lot of things from the flowers, especially in the month of June. Maybe you resonate with being like a wild child or a wild flower. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this very like wild, free, almost kind of hippie energy is something that's coming through, very connected to nature. And it's interesting with these like flowers, I feel like they're very similar, and I'm getting almost this like, I feel like you just have such this love for nature. I'm feeling this energy of when we think about like weeds and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people don't want weeds in their yard. But I feel like you see all flowers as beautiful, even if people call them weeds. You know what I mean? Very beautiful energy. Very beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and draw some tarot cards for you. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Spirit guides of love and light, how do you see pile number 1? How do you see pile number 1, please? So the card that flipped over first was the 6 of Cups, and I love this because I was picking up on this energy. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this eternal child, as this nature-loving child. And it's interesting because both of these children are also like playing outside, playing in the grass. I feel like you could be very psychic. I'm also getting this message. If you have a childhood friend or a sibling or somebody who passed away, I feel like they're very connected with you. Especially with these two like young children being here. I feel like they are very connected to you, and I feel like when you are in nature, I feel like you could feel them the most. And that's something that was already coming through. I feel like you're most connected to your spirit guides when you're in nature. And I feel like your spirit guides connect to you through nature as well. We have the Four of Wands. You could resonate with maybe being a fairy or having a past life as a fairy. That's something that's coming through. We have the Page of Swords. And with this Page of Swords here, I feel like your spirit guides see you as almost like a messenger of love. That's something coming through. And that's not something that I typically get with the Page of Swords, but the Page of Swords can be a messenger, and how she's looking down at this like Four of Wands and the Six of Cups, how she's looking back at it. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this like bringer of love, bringer of light, bringer of joy almost. And then we have the King of Wands. So we have the lions here, and then this imagery of the lizard. I feel like your spirit guides see you as being very connected to nature, very connected to animals. I'm also getting this, like, I feel like you could communicate with animals as well. I feel like you do have spirit guides who are animals if you've had animals who've passed away, or if you just feel very connected to certain energies of animals. We have specifically the lizard and the lion coming through. And then on the back of the deck, we have Strength. That's amazing. I love that the Strength card came through for you guys, because that's like the first energy that I was really feeling with this group, was this soft yet strong energy. This energy of knowing the power of being vulnerable. And that strength comes from within is also that's something that's coming through. You could resonate with being a Leo as well. Pile number 1, Spirit Guides. I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who is almost like a bringer of light. Somebody who has this very like magical essence that surrounds them. And I see them seeing you as somebody who changes people's lives, is something that's coming through, and brings this very like light-hearted, positive, loving energy to people, whether you realize this or not. I feel like you do help people see the magic in things, especially cynical people. So that's something that's coming through. Or more pessimistic people, people who tend toward the darkness. I'm hearing nihilism, things like this. I feel like you almost open people's energy up, because you have, I feel like they see you as very compassionate, very loving, very nurturing, very caring. The energy of the rescuer is also coming through. Somebody who helps people in times of need. And I'm just seeing somebody who is there when other people aren't. And, you know, I'm just seeing somebody sitting on the side of the street, and a lot of people are passing this person. Nobody's saying anything. I feel like you're that energy that would come up to this person and, you know, hold out your hand and be like, are you okay? Do you need help? Here, have some bottled water. Here's a sandwich, you know? I just see like you having this very like evangelic energy. That's something that's coming through as well. And I feel like you could be stepping into a phase in your life where you are almost like seeing your own light. That's something that's coming through, because with this energy, with this very open energy, with this very loving, caring, compassionate energy, a lot of times it can be overlooked by other people. And so I feel like you could be stepping into a phase in your life where you're no longer seeking validation from others, and you're starting to validate your own existence and validate your own energy. Your spirit guides could be working with you with this, but that's something that's coming through. It's almost like you're becoming the leader in your own life, where you no longer need validation from other people. You no longer need... It's like... The energy that I'm getting is like, you know how we have light and shadow that exists within everything? The shadow side of this energy could be helping other people with expect of gratitude in return, or with expect of appreciation in return, and not necessarily helping from the bottom of your heart. But the light energy of this is so powerful, and I feel like that's something that you've maybe had to overcome in your life, where you help people because you know that you have this loving energy and you can give, not helping from a place of expecting something in return. This could be like a lesson that you're continually learning, is something that your spirit guides are saying, of helping people because you have that energy to give, is something that's coming through. I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles as well with the Six of Cups. And, you know, the Six of Pentacles, they give from a place of love. They give from a place of not expecting anything in return. And I feel like it's almost like you evolve through this lesson by knowing your inner power, knowing your inner strength, and validating yourself, validating your own existence, and not needing to help other people to validate that you are an angel, that you are this loving, caring, kind energy. You just are this energy. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as this like very powerful powerhouse. You know, we have this imagery of the lion here twice. But a lot of times, you know, in society, it won't be reflected back to us because, like I was saying, we live in a very patriarchal, masculine-dominated society where softness is seen as a weakness. But softness is your strength, is what your spirit guides are saying. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as this person who brings through love, who brings through light, and in dark times, you know, when not everybody around you will appreciate it, not everyone around you will be grateful for the energy that you're bringing through. But your spirit guides are very grateful for everything that you're doing right now. Very interesting. And I feel like your spirit guides just have such this love for you, such this love for the things that you do. And it's like your spirit guides want you to become so powerful within your own energy that it's almost like I'm seeing somebody who's unstoppable and who doesn't let other people's ideas or beliefs about how you should act sway how you should act. Because I feel like you have such this open energy that maybe in earlier life you could have been a people pleaser, or somebody who was just so helpful and so like there for other people even when other people maybe didn't need it or didn't reciprocate or didn't appreciate it. And it's almost like you're stepping out of this like people-pleasing energy. I feel like you're coming into a phase in your life where you will feel like, I'm just seeing your cup overflowing so much. Somebody who does so much self-care, so much self-love. And I feel like you could have been doing a lot of inner child healing as well. That's something that's coming through. But you are very psychic. And I feel like trusting your intuition is something that you're here to learn as well. But I'm going to go ahead and I want to draw some advice and guidance for you from your spirit guides. And I'm also being drawn to both of these cards. You are actually the only group that got 2 dragon cards. So you could have dragons as your spirit guide. But it's interesting that both of these are melons. Melon energy. And when I think about the melons, they're just so like rich with water. rich in nourishment. They just, like, you eat a melon and you're no longer thirsty because of the water in it. And I feel like that's kind of how you are. Your spirit guides see you as this, like, well of love, this well of nourishment. I'm honestly quite surprised that we didn't get the Queen of Cups here. But you have that Queen of Cups energy that your spirit guides see you as. We're going to go ahead and get some advice and guidance for you. Spirit guides of love and light, can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 1, please? Okay, we'll take all 3. On the back of the deck, we have, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And I love that this is coming out for you because I feel like this is something that you're learning right now. As I was saying, you know, validating your own existence, knowing that your truth, that your authenticity is the most powerful thing, and no longer helping people from a place of people pleasing or feeling like you have to do these things and care for these people. It's like nothing is sexier than being yourself. And I feel, you know, when we think about introverts, or we think about the quiet kid, or we think about, you know, this soft energy, a lot of times growing up, it can be hard to be our authentic self because people are always saying, you know, why don't you talk? Why aren't you saying anything? Why are you so quiet? Why are you observing, you know? And it can put us in this headspace of thinking, you know, why am I the way I am? You know, and your spirit guides really do have this love and appreciation for you that they want you to see within yourself. Very powerful. We have, let's see what else we got for your advice and guidance. So we have, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. And that song is coming through. I don't exactly know all of the words, but it's like, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. And I feel like people who have this very open heart chakra, this very loving, kind, caring energy, a lot of times we can put ourselves in situations of trying to help people and trying to rescue or heal people who don't necessarily want it, who just kind of want to be in their shadow. And I feel like this is something that you're learning as well, of being in your power and letting people come to you. If somebody wants your help, they will come to you. And then we have, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Wow, and I love how we have this almost like this imagery of this like heart here. And that was something that was coming through with this pile, this heart chakra. You communicate with your spirit guides through your heart chakra. And we have this message of happiness, you know. I feel like your spirit guides really want you to trust them, trust yourself. Trust could be something that you're also learning here on Earth as well, how to trust, you know. And it's interesting because we have this message of faith. And when we think about trust, faith, you know, a lot of times it comes from a place of unknowing. And if we have fear of the unknown, we can sometimes want to control outcomes. We can sometimes want to control how other people perceive us. But I feel like that's something you're also conquering here, is this fear of the unknown. And then we have, happiness is my birthright. I love this. You have 2 messages of happiness. This is something that your spirit guides really want you to experience. They really want you to live and believe that happiness belongs to you. You create your happiness. You create how you feel. And it's almost like your spirit guides are saying to stop giving your power away to other people and stop letting other people control how your reality is perceived. They really just want you to be in this childlike energy. The eternal child is something that was coming through as well with this pile. But that's your advice and guidance, and that is how your spirit guides see you. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you later. Bye. Hello! If you chose the clear quartz crystal or the hyena spirit, this is your reading. We are going to be looking at how your spirit guides see you. So the first thing that was coming through with the hyena, I feel like your spirit guides see you as being very funny. I also feel like this could be my fairy pile. Very fast-moving energy is something that's coming through. I feel like your spirit guides also see you as very creative. I feel like they see you as very, almost like a genius is something that's coming through as well. I feel like they hold you in very high regard, and it's like, I feel like you could receive very quick, almost like epiphanies or flashes of insights or things that are very connected to the collective consciousness. And I kept seeing, with this clear quartz crystal, I kept seeing like the cover of the Pink Floyd album. And whenever we think about, it's like that cover with the triangle and the light shining through, reflecting the rainbow. Whenever I see that image, I feel like that's a very like popular image, very well known, very widely known. And whenever I saw that, I feel like the things that you create could be very inspirational to people, and I feel like they could resonate with a lot of people. I feel like you could be an artist, you could be a comedian is something that's also coming through, but I feel like your spirit guides just see you as somebody who holds a lot of knowledge, who holds a lot of wisdom when it comes to deep truths. And I just keep being drawn back to like the imagery of a comedian. And when we think about like a comedian, the things that they say are funny, and a lot of people laugh because a lot of people resonate with it, because a lot of people find the deeper truth within what they're saying. And it's like you're able to connect to the collective consciousness is something that's also coming through. I feel like you could also resonate with being telepathic, but it's this message of like your spirit guides know and understand how powerful you are, because you're able to connect to the collective consciousness, and you're able to, it's almost like I'm seeing somebody, you could resonate with being an inventor or somebody who has a lot of ideas. That's something that's also coming through, but just this ability to pick up on subtle clues. I'm seeing somebody like invent something, and then you being like, oh wow, I had a dream about that actually, or that I had an idea for that type of invention, or I had an idea to create that type of art. That's something that's coming through with this pile as well. I feel like you could maybe resonate with being a crystal child, an indigo child, a rainbow child. Very powerful. I want to go ahead and see your oracle cards. So we have Taurus. I have, really interesting, I feel like you could be very connected to spirit, very connected to the Fae is something that's also coming through. You could see fairies in your yard. That's a message that's also coming through. I feel like fairies could also be your spirit guides, or maybe you resonate with being a fairy in a past life. Very connected to the energy of the elementals. And then we also have the networker. So the light attribute enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. Shadow attributes conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. The networker. I'm also getting strong Aquarius energy with this group. You could also resonate with being a starseed. And then we have Apple Dragon Health. And we have this ladybug here. I feel like your ancestors could be your spirit guides as well. I feel like your spirit guides see you as being part of their family. So this could be like actual physical family, like your ancestors or people who've passed on who are your spirit guides. But that message of the Fae is coming through very strong with this group. So I feel like you could have a past life as being a fairy or being an elemental of some sort. And that's why the Fae are your spirit guides, is because they literally see you as part of their family. And then we have the camel boy. Small steps, asking for help, and we have 33 here. Your spirit guides see you as very creative and very eccentric is something that's also coming through, but they see you as having this very like divine beauty about you. I feel like you're very in touch with your authenticity, very in touch with your truth, and I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who's not afraid to step outside of the box, not afraid to think differently, not afraid to go against the grain. And I'm just seeing somebody who is, maybe you dress like a fairy or wear like fairy makeup. I'm just seeing like fashion, makeup, beauty. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this very like fairy type energy keeps coming through, but this very like beautiful soul. And I think there's a song, Beautiful Soul, by Jesse McCarthy. Is that a thing? Tell me down below. Let me know. I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who's very knowledgeable about humans. You could resonate with having a lot of lives on Earth, but you're coming through as the networker, and I'm seeing a robin right outside my window. Wow, that's so beautiful. And he's just standing there staring at me. I feel like you're very connected to birds, very connected to nature, very connected to nature spirits as well. But with the networker coming through, I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who brings through a lot of information from spirit. You could also resonate with being a trendsetter. That's something that's coming through. You have this very like funny energy about you. I feel like your spirit guides are also very funny, and they see you as being hilarious. And they see you as being a very powerful speaker as well. I feel like you could resonate with maybe being a channeler or somebody who brings through higher insights, higher wisdom, higher knowledge. But they see you as being somebody who's able to speak and other people will listen, is something that's also coming through. And they're saying you are a wellspring full of ideas, full of inspiration, full of creativity. You could also have Aries in your chart as well. We do have Taurus here. You could be a life path 5. But specifically, I'm seeing somebody who just has a lot of things that they want to do, a lot of things that they want to be. And it's interesting with this card. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this movie in so long. What is it called? If you know what it's called, please tell me down below. But it's this movie about these children when they're like 13 or so. They get like picked for what they're going to do. And they live below ground. I want to say it maybe be called like The Light or something. But there's this girl, she has something specific that she wants to do. I can't remember, but she gets drawn to be a messenger. And I feel like that's almost how your spirit guides see you, as this like messenger of the divine, this messenger of awareness. But I feel like maybe watching that movie, oh my gosh, I want to see this movie now. I haven't seen it in so long. And it's interesting that this is coming through for your pile. And I want to say the little girl's name is, her name is a flower, I remember, because I really just loved that name. Peony? No, it's not a peony. I can't remember. I'm getting off track now. But I feel like that your spirit guides see you as this like very powerful networker, this very powerful messenger of the divine. Somebody who can bring through information. And it's like you help the community around you just by speaking your voice, just by being your authentic self, whether you realize it or not. I'm just seeing how like one ripple, one little pebble can create a ripple that affects the whole pond. They see you as this like very powerful energy, whether you realize this or not. They see you as somebody who can literally change the world, is something that's coming through, because it's like you share something with somebody and that person shares it with 2 other people and that person shares it with 3 other people, and before you know it, it's across the whole world. Literally, that's what your spirit guides are saying, the whole world. But if you know the name of that movie, please let me know down below. It's like the whole theme of the movie is like the underground world is crumbling and there's people in power who want to stay underground, but the lights keep going out, and this girl and I think like her sister and maybe a friend or something travel up to the surface, because there's like a theme in the movie where like the surface is unlivable or something like that. Very interesting. And it's like you have this almost like curiosity about you that your spirit guides see you having. They see you being this like discoverer type energy, not afraid to go out into the field and lift up rocks, not afraid to really just like, almost like, and I was getting that with this as well. I didn't say it, but it was like this magnifying glass that was coming through. They see you as somebody who like uncovers deeper truths about humans, uncovers deeper truths about nature. This like discoverer type energy is coming through with this pile. And it's interesting that we have the camel boy here, because I feel like you're a very powerful manifester as well. And we have Taurus here as well with I have. I feel like you're a very powerful manifester and you're able to bring things from the spiritual into the physical very quickly, very fast. The energy of the magician is here as well, where it's like, you know that you have to take small steps in the physical to create a bigger reality. You have the energy of like visionary here as well. And that's why I was getting this like genius, Uranus, Aquarius type energy. And I'm being drawn to this poster that I have on my wall. And I feel like this is something that represents you. It says imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. And that's a quote by Albert Einstein. And it's almost like, I feel like your spirit guides see you as this like Albert Einstein energy as well. You know, he was very eccentric. He was very different. He was very ahead of his time, is something that's also coming through. He was very intelligent, and a lot of the things that he talked about, you know, are still talked about today and are still like being explored today. And I think he lived like maybe like during the 30s or the 40s or something like that. He was very ahead of his time. Really powerful. I feel like you could also be really good at manifesting with the moon. And I also feel this very like fire energy coming through. I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who has a lot of desire, who has a lot of passion, who has a lot of like trailblazer type energy was coming through as well with that Aries energy, who is somebody who can pave a path for people. Very powerful. I want to go ahead and look at your tarot cards and see what your tarot cards say. And I feel this like I'm like struggling to speak right now. I feel like with this shadow attribute here, I feel like a lesson that you are learning or something that you learn is almost this connection to community. I feel like whenever you are in alignment with community, or whenever you're around people, this kind of extroverted, introverted energy is coming through. This may be something that you struggle with, really putting yourself out there, but it's like when you do put yourself out there, you're very received by people, and people are very like almost wowed by the things that you say, amazed by how your brain works, how your brain thinks. But I feel like something you could struggle with is really maybe putting yourself out there and connecting with people. And it's almost like when you are in this, there's phases in life, and when you're in this phase of being more self-interested and doing things only for yourself, it's almost like, I feel like that could be part of your shadow, where it's almost like this energy of lack that's coming through whenever you're in that energy of not thinking that there's enough. It's like it almost inhibits you. But your spirit guides see you as this very like powerful force, powerful creator, powerful manifester. And when you're in the energy of connecting with community, when you're in the energy of helping other people, sharing knowledge, sharing wisdom, sharing inspiration, it's like I feel like you receive a lot of synchronicity. You receive a lot of confirmation, you receive a lot of guidance from your spirit guides, and I also feel like you receive a lot of downloads. I feel like you're the most connected to your spirit guides when you're connected to people. When you're connected to nature is something that's also coming through. When you're connected to divine guidance, divine wisdom, wanting to help other people, you're also coming through as this energy of almost being like a guide for people. A bright, shining light that people look to for hope is something that's also coming through. We're going to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. And I just feel like I want to keep channeling for this group. I see you as almost being like a multifaceted like jewel, where it's like no matter where like I could shine it, like you have all different sides. You have multiple things about you. You're not just one person. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who's always shifting, always changing. The energy of like the shapeshifter is here as well. Somebody who has so many sides to them, multifaceted, unique in nature is something that's coming through as well. Spirit guides of love and light. How do you see pile number 1? How do you see pile number 1? Okay. So the back of the deck we have the 8 of Wands. And that's something that I was picking up as well, this very fast-moving energy, always on to the next thing. Always wanting to discover more, know more. And the Wands is all about passion. It's all about our spirit. It's all about drive, purpose. I feel like you have, in this lifetime, I feel like you will have a lot of things that you're interested in doing. A lot of paths that you're interested in pursuing. So we have the 5 of Wands. We have the 5 of Swords. And you got 2 5s here, and we have 5 here again. So we have 5, 5, 5. That could be a very significant number for you, or your spirit guides could send you that number as confirmation. But with the 5s here, I'm getting this very like, I'm getting a lot of energies coming through. One of them is this very like, you live through your 5 senses, always wanting to hear new things, see new things, taste new things, wear new things. This very like explorer type energy is coming through as well. But you have the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Swords. And I feel like part of your shadow could be this very like, this feeling of needing to compete is something that's coming through. And I feel like that was really what I was trying to say earlier. This feeling of like survival of the fittest, needing to fight for what you believe in. And I feel like that could be part of your shadow. But whenever you're in this energy of wanting to help others, knowing that It's like I'm being drawn to this video that I saw a while back about how survival of the fittest is not true. When we think about nature, nature communicates and connects to survive, and it doesn't need to fight. There's like this energy of survival of the fittest is based around a lack mindset, based around the idea that there's not enough out there for everybody. But when we actually look and we realize that there is enough out there for everybody to share and have more, this abundance mindset, when you're in this abundance mindset, it's like you become a very powerful manifester. And I feel like it's almost like people begin to put you on this pedestal where they see you as having all this knowledge, having all this wisdom, having these deeper insights, these deeper truths. And it's like your spirit guides see you as somebody who can be very victorious, who could be very powerful in this lifetime. And I feel like something that you have to transmute and you have to transcend is this idea of the victim mentality. And, you know, we all have this archetype within us of being the victim. But when we transmute and we change that energy of being the victim to being the victor, we realize that everybody can have success. Everybody can achieve the dreams that they want. There is plenty to go around. There's abundance everywhere we look. And I forgot to show you. We have the 3 of Wands and we had the 7 of Cups. Very powerful. And it's like, I feel like your spirit guides see you as this very like intelligent person. I feel like you know a lot of things that other people may not know, and I feel like you receive a lot of downloads. But with this message coming through, I feel like when your spirit guides see you in this energy of having a mask, it's almost like they try and like push you out of your comfort zone. They push you to release the mask and accept new identities. I feel like you could also be like some type of sage or some type of mystic or some type of like guide along people's journey. But your spirit guides see you as having this very like expansive energy as well. I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. We had the Queen of Wands on the back of the deck, on the back of that. And I feel like whenever you integrate your shadow into part of your being, I'm seeing 224 on the clock. When you integrate your shadow, it's like you become this very like powerful person. Very powerful. And when you understand why your shadow behaves the way it does, that's something that's coming through. And I feel like your spirit guides were already really like bringing through messages on how to change this, on how to transmute this energy. And I feel like it really does go back to the energy of lack, you know, lack versus abundance, and knowing that we have abundant resources. We live on a planet that literally provides us with food and light and shelter. And, you know, we think about humans, we're the only creature on this planet who pays to live here, who pays to survive. It's because we are living in this mentality that we have to fight to survive. But we look out there and we look at animals, and I think it's called epigenetics. Epigenetics. There's a video on YouTube by After School, and I think it's Dr. Bruce Lipton who speaks about it. You should definitely watch that video. Your spirit guides are bringing that video through strongly. I feel like there could be valuable information, valuable insights in that video. And it's interesting with this pile, I feel like you have such this awareness of self that it's almost like your spirit guides are really coming through with bringing more advice and guidance for you instead of how they see you, because I feel like you're so connected to your spirit guides that you already kind of know how they see you, and you already know and are very aware of how you see yourself. The energy of the seeker is also here as well. I feel like your spirit guides see you as a seeker, somebody who's always looking to learn new things, looking to expand your consciousness, looking to grow. And your spirit guides are saying studious. They see you as being very studious. And I feel like they also see you as somebody who's not afraid to go into the darkness, who's not afraid to conquer their fear and face their shadow. Very brave energy. And your spirit guides are saying brave-hearted. Very powerful. We're going to go ahead and end with some advice and guidance for you. Advice and guidance from your spirit guides. And I just heard a ringing in my ear. So you may hear ringing in your ear quite frequently. Very connected to spirit. I feel like you're very psychic, and it's interesting because you have this very good balance of being very psychic, but also being very in touch with the physical world. And that's how your spirit guides see you, as somebody who exists with like 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water. And it's funny because that image that I was seeing, 1 land on water and 1 land in water and 1 foot in land and 1 foot on water, is the image of the Temperance card. And the Temperance card is number 14 in the tarot deck, which translates to number 5. They see you as this alchemist, is something that's also coming through, this spiritual alchemist. Spirit guides of love and light. Can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 2, please? Advice and guidance. So this card actually came out for pile number 1. I love to see it. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. And then what else did we get? So we have, I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. And we have this imagery of the owl here. And to me, the owl is about knowledge, wisdom. Also, the fact that this owl has its eyes closed, I feel like meditation. I feel like your spirit guides could be really advising you to meditate more. And they're also saying, in times when you feel conflicted or you feel certain emotions rising up that you don't want to experience, such as boredom, anxiety, fear, I feel like this is whenever your spirit guides encourage you to meditate the most. And then I also want to see what this card says. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Faith, and your spirit guides are saying faith, trust, and pixie dust. Very closely related to the Fae. And I also just want to show you this card as well. There is a stream of love supporting my dreams. And I feel like the advice and guidance for you is to know that you are loved, know that you are protected, know that you are not alone. Because I feel like when you get in this headspace of feeling alone or feeling fearful that you're not on the right path, it's almost like your spirit guides really want you to realize that that's an illusion. And we have the message turning conflict into growth, fear into love. I feel like you are this like eternal student, always learning more and more and more. But your spirit guides really just want to see you happy. They want to see you shine. They want to see you follow your dreams, follow your passions, even if it is like 10, 11, 12 passions, you know. If it's more than one thing that you want to do, your spirit guides really want you to know that they are supporting you and they want you to see you happy. They want to see you pursue your passions. But I feel like that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know if this resonated with you. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you later. Bye. Hello! If you chose pile number 3 with the black obsidian and the owl, this is your reading. We're going to go ahead and get right in and see how do your spirit guides see you. So, upon just connecting with your group's energy, I feel like your spirit guides see you as being very psychic, very beautiful in nature, very abundant, very wealthy, very lucky as well is something that's coming through. Whether you believe it or not, this is how your spirit guides see you. And also, I had the message of like being a mirror for other people coming through and connecting with the black obsidian. I feel like your spirit guides also see you as being fertile, it's like able to create a lot of things. You could receive a lot of insights, a lot of downloads, and I feel like your spirit guides see you as being very intelligent. And it's interesting that we have this we have the air sign here, but I feel like connecting with people and speaking with people, you could have a lot of third house placements, or Gemini placements, but I feel like your spirit guides see you as a very good public speaker. Whether you see yourself like this or not, this is how your spirit guides see you, as being a very good, it's interesting because they're drawing me to the voice. You could have a really beautiful voice, or a really nice sounding voice, a very magnetic voice, where when you talk, people really want to listen, is something that's also coming through. You could be very connected to birds, and maybe your spirit's guides come to you through birds. The owl in particular, I feel this very magical, psychic, almost like Harry Potter type energy. I'm also seeing the labyrinth as well. And in the beginning, it's like she's speaking and there's an owl that comes through. Your spirit guides also see you as being very poetic in nature, able to see the beauty behind things, even in things that people would say, oh, that's not good, we don't like that. I feel like you're able to see the beauty in all things, is something that's coming through. Very poetic in nature. You could be a writer as well, but I feel like you're just able to translate this beautiful energy that you feel coming through certain things. I want to go ahead and look at your oracle cards. We're going to put your owl up there. We also have a lot of air energy coming through. Libra specifically is something that's coming through. But Aquarius and Gemini as well. Let's see. So we have Chiron healing. I'm also getting this very imaginative energy coming through. With Chiron, I think he's a half goat or a half donkey or something, I can't remember, and a half human. And it's we'd only see this in mythology. I feel like I feel like your spirit guides see you as almost like an enigma. And then we also have Scorpio, I transform. Okay, move this up just a little bit. And then we have the artist. This makes a lot of sense. Light attributes, expressing a dimension of life that is just beyond the 5 senses, inspiring others to see life symbolically. Shadow attributes, using talents as an excuse to mistreat others, posing as the starving artist to elicit pity. Very beautiful. I feel like your spirit guides see you as this divine artist, and it's interesting that it says beyond the 5 senses. I feel like you are definitely really psychic. You could probably have all of the clairs, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clear seeing, hearing. I'm also getting clear smelling, clear tasting, maybe you could taste colors or things like that. Or you can smell or see sound. That's something that's also coming through. You could also have a lot of dreams or visions. I feel like your spirit guides connect to you in your dreams. But I feel like your spirit guides know and understand that you're able to see life in a way that other people aren't able to see. And you're able to translate this into images or words, things like that. Let's see what else we have. We have prosperity with the cranberry dragon. And it's interesting that this message was coming through. Your spirit guides see you as being this very abundant, very lucky, very prosperous type energy, whether you see yourself like this or not. This is how your spirit guides see you. Let's see. And then we have the Well Watcher, wisdom, power of the divine with the number 7. And we have the owl here again. Owls could be very significant for you. I feel like owls could be like a certain synchronicity or certain confirmation for you as well. Or your spirit guides, whenever they're really trying to get your attention, come to you in the image of an owl. The Well Watcher. And then we have the Arrow Master. I love this. You could also resonate with being connected to the fairies, to the fae. I feel like all of the piles today really were connected to the fae. One group was more so connected than the others, but I feel like this group is still connected to the fae. We have this image of this like fairy coming out of this box, and I'm really getting this message of like hidden wisdom, hidden treasures. I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who has a lot of talents, who has a lot of like knowledge on certain things. I had this message come through the other day, but I feel like in childhood, you could have been the child who remembered their past lives, or who like asked questions or said certain things that even adults were like, how do you know that? Type energy. You're very in touch with your psychic senses. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as, it's almost like, I feel like your spirit guides could be your ancestors or people in your family, or they just see you as being, because you like came into life with your psychic senses turned on, they see you as being very lucky in that matter, because a lot of people have to, everybody is born with psychic gifts and abilities. Not everybody is aware of them. And certain people like become aware of their psychic gifts and abilities and they want to enhance them. And everybody can enhance their psychic gifts and abilities. They just have to do so through practice. You know, it's like any talent. If you want to become good at it, you have to practice. But some people, like prodigies, are born with being aware of their psychic gifts and abilities. And I feel like this is with this pile. And it's interesting that we have the Scorpio here. You could resonate with being a Scorpio. And I feel like this group can see spirits as well. That's something that's coming through. I was just seeing the movie Beetlejuice, and how the like teenage girl, she can actually see the spirits that live in the house and nobody else can. And it's almost kind of like, I feel like you have this very like silly energy, this like silly yet serious energy about you that your spirit guides see, and it's almost like they admire this quality in you, how you're able to take something so dark and almost make it funny. I feel like you could have a dark sense of humor as well. That's something that's coming through. Healing. And it's interesting because Chiron is the wounded healer. So I feel like your spirit guides have seen the things that you've gone through and the adversity that you faced, the challenge that you faced. And they're saying the most beautiful flower is the flower that blooms in adversity. And I think that's a quote from Mulan. But that's what they're saying, and it's like, I feel like you've had to go through things, you've had to experience challenge in life, but they see you as this like person who never lets it get them down. I feel Sagittarius energy coming through with this pile as well. But it's like, when you have your heart set on something, it's like you're not going to let anything get in your way, anything stop you from achieving your goals. I feel like your spirit guides see you as very ambitious as well. Somebody who's willing to do the work, do the practices, put in the time, put in the energy, put in the efforts. And I feel like this is something that makes you seem lucky to others as well. And your spirit guides are saying, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And so it's like you know the power of preparation, of doing the work, putting yourself out there. And when the opportunity comes, I feel like your spirit guides know that you will take the opportunity. And I feel like you could be a very highly sensitive person. I'm just seeing somebody who is almost like walking with all of their senses like turned on high. Very interesting. Very aware, very conscious of what you're doing. And I feel like you have these like deeper knowledges, these deeper truths, this inner wisdom that's almost like a guiding light for you. I feel like you have had a lot of past lives on Earth, but specifically I feel like you've had past lives as sages, as gurus, as guides. And it's almost like once you learned that wisdom, that inner truth, it's like you recognize the truth when you see it. Because you've already learned, because you've already been in a lifetime, and I feel like many lifetimes, honestly. Like you could have been a tarot reader in past lives, you could have been a channeler, a medium, some kind of psychic. And it's like, that's why I feel like whenever you were born into this incarnation, all of your senses were turned on. You were very aware that you were a psychic because in past lives you had this ability. Very powerful. And it says power of the divine here. It's like you're coming through as being this like guide. It's like when you learn a spiritual truth, you share it with other people. And maybe that's why your spirit guides see you as being very prosperous, because I feel like you know, it's almost the hermetic laws are coming through, and I don't really know much about them. I think one of them is like as above, so below. Gender exists within everything or something like this, and these are like the laws of the universe. I feel like you have this you could be a very powerful manifester, a very powerful magician is something that's also coming through. It's because you understand the laws of the world, you understand the laws of nature, you know that there are deeper truths. And I feel like you could be in this energy of being like a seeker of some sort as well. But I feel like you could also be a trendsetter. That's something that's coming through. But I feel like your spirit guides see you as being this very creative individual. This very like deep individual as well. I feel like you could, whenever you feel emotions, I feel like you could really feel them. And I feel like you also are almost like healing generational karma is something that's coming through, especially when it comes to your female or your mother side. That's something that's coming through. But your spirit guides are saying it's because you are willing to feel the emotions that nobody was willing to feel. And it's like, I'm seeing you being given a lot of gifts and a lot of abundance and a lot of like prosperity in this life. And I feel like your spirit guides are very quick to give you gifts because you do put in the work. It's like I'm seeing somebody playing a video game and collecting all the coins. And like for example Mario, you think about all the coins that they have to collect, they have to do certain things, they have to go on paths that's not necessarily on the goal path. And they get those coins, and maybe some other people would be like, oh, that's not fair, those people collected all the coins. And it's like, yeah, because I did the work, so I received the rewards. And it's like, I feel like this is something that you know and understand as well. Very interesting. I love this energy of this group, and it feels like your spirit guides know that they see you as this very like powerhouse of a person who knows the power of detachment, who knows the power of letting things go, letting go of what no longer serves you, and you're always transforming. And your spirit guides see you as this person who's not afraid to like take a leap of faith, not afraid to trust in themselves and their vision. Wow. I feel like you have a really strong intuition as well. That's something that's coming through. This may be something that you're learning in this life as well, to trust your intuition, trust where you're being led. I want to go ahead and look at your tarot cards. I just saw 15:15 on the clock timer. So that could be a significant number. I feel like you could receive a lot of signs and synchronicities through numbers. You could also resonate with being a life path 7. A life path 8 is something that's also coming through. Life path 9 and life path 3 specifically. You could maybe be really into numerology as well, and I feel like because you know a lot about what the numbers mean, your spirit guides send you a lot of signs and synchronicities through numbers. I'm also getting specifically K and N. Those letters could be significant. Spirit guides of love and light. How do you see pile number 3? And I was saying this earlier, but I feel like you have this gift of lyricism. You could be a songwriter, a poet, a writer of some sort. I feel like you have this way of conveying beauty through the things that you speak. And your spirit guides are saying you have a very sharp tongue as well. And I feel like this could get you into trouble sometimes. You may not be afraid to call people out. That's something that's also coming through. Or say it how you see it. And I feel like that's something that you're learning. This like message of detachment keeps coming through. Letting go of control of how people see you. Letting go of control of how you are perceived through other people. And your spirit guides are saying how you judge yourself or how you think other people judge you is how you judge yourself. And that could be something that you're learning in this life as well, to release judgment. Let's see. How do you see pile number 3? Spirit guides of love and light. How do you see pile number 3? And it's interesting because whenever I say see pile number 3, I keep being drawn to this like rhymey type energy. Maybe you rhyme a lot and you don't realize it and people are like, oh, hey, that rhymed. I feel like you have a gift of lyricism. That's something that's coming through. We have justice on the back and we have the imagery of the owl again. Wow, so we have the owl here, and you picked the owl card. Wow. This group is very, very, very powerful, very psychic, very in tune, and you have the High Priestess here as well. And your spirit guides, I feel like you could communicate with your spirit guides daily. I feel like you do realize this. I almost said whether you realize it or not, but your spirit guides were saying, no, they know. We have the 6 of Wands coming through again with that energy of success, abundance, prosperity. You're not afraid to put in the work. And your spirit guides are very quick to reward you. So we have the 9 of Swords. Very interesting. I feel like this group could be an empath as well. Your spirit guides see you as an empath. And I feel like your spirit guides encourage you to practice protection. Because when I see this card, this 9 of Swords, it's interesting that we have all of these other people affecting how this person feels. And I feel like you could really pick up on negative energy or the energy of other people. And your spirit guides are really encouraging you to not let these people's energy affect you. I feel like practicing protection rituals would be very helpful or beneficial for this group as well. Protecting your energy. And if you're around like energy vampires, they're specifically saying when you recognize that somebody is stealing your energy, you know, you don't have to allow that person in your vicinity. You can walk away. And that may be something that you're learning as well. And then we had the Six of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords. A lot of like mental energy that's coming through with this pile. Your spirit guides really want you to trust your intuition. And they're specifically saying trust your intuition when it comes to people around you who you feel are no longer serving you or who you feel are stealing your energy. We have the Eight of Pentacles as well. There you are. Your spirit guides are saying putting in the work. Okay. And we have the Star on the back of that. And I feel like this is just confirmation of the wounded healer message. You know, the Star comes right after the Tower, right after this dark thing that she experienced. And here she is still full of hope. And your spirit guides keep saying your thoughts create your beliefs and your beliefs create your reality. So when you become aware of what you think, you can change your life. You can change your reality. And your spirit guides are saying, find what feels good. Find what feels good. And it's interesting that they're using that exact word choice. That's something that Yoga with Adrienne uses. She's a yoga instructor on YouTube. You can watch her videos. They're really good about getting you in the body, but she says that a lot. Find what feels good. And it's interesting because when we think about that verbiage, that saying, find what feels good, it's not saying know what feels good. It's a constant exploration. It's a constant discovery of self. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as this seeker, this person who's always trying to understand, always trying to know and learn things. And sometimes I feel like it could get you into trouble with this Ten of Swords here, you know, really putting your trust and faith in people who shouldn't have it. And that's why I feel like trusting your intuition is something that you're learning in this life. Sorry about that, my camera battery died, so I had to go charge it, and now I'm back. But as I was saying, you're learning to trust your intuition in this life. Trust where you're being led. And I feel like the work that you put in on yourself is always going to be valuable. Because we have the Eight of Pentacles here, we have the High Priestess and the Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is a card of success. And I feel like your spirit guides see you as being very successful. They see you as having this inner knowledge, this inner connection to the divine, and being able to trust where you're being led, trust the work that you're putting in. And with this Justice card here, I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who brings balance to your situation. And they're saying burning away the impurities, and it's that message of transformation again. I feel like your spirit guides see you as somebody who may go through hard things or may go through tough challenges, but you come out stronger, you come out more aware, you come out more knowledgeable. And they see you as this energy that brings balance to situations. And I was mentioning in the beginning of this reading Libra energy, and we had the Justice card come out, which is Libra energy. There's a lot of air energy with this pile, and I feel like your spirit guides see you as very intelligent. And it's interesting, we have the Nine of Swords here. I feel like sometimes your intelligence may get the better of you. But your spirit guides are saying, I feel like there's something that you're learning in this life is to learn to use your mind and not let your mind use you. And like I was saying with that message of intuition, it's like you're learning to separate what is intuition and what is fear. And your spirit guides are heavily around you. I feel like you already know this. They're always with you. They're always giving you advice and guidance. But they're also saying that they're singing that song from Hercules, I can go the distance. And I feel like this is what your spirit guides see you as, somebody who is willing to go the distance, to put in the work, and to learn lessons that may be tougher or more challenging lessons. But it's like, in the end, you know, Hercules was able to reunite with the gods. And it's like your spirit guides see you as this very, like, master energy, this like always the student, becoming the teacher, becoming the guru type energy. And your spirit guides definitely believe that you can go the distance, that you can travel to these great heights because you're willing to do the dirty work, you're willing to put in the time and the energy and the effort. But the message really is protect your energy from those that you feel aren't serving you, but also to find discernment when it comes to your thoughts as well. You have this healer energy about you. And a lot of times this healer energy can attract people who need to be healed, but people who don't want to do the healing themselves. It's like that message your spirit guides are saying it's like you teach a man to fish and he can fish for a lifetime. You give a man a fish, he eats for a day. It's like you're this kind of teacher type energy to people, and I feel like your spirit guides see you as this like teacher energy as well. Somebody who can share wisdom and knowledge. Somebody who's very connected to the divine, very connected to spirit. We're going to go ahead and get some advice and guidance for you. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards really quick. Spirit guides of love and light. Can we please get some advice and guidance? Your spirit guides are saying relax. That's some of your advice and guidance. Relax. Trust where you're being led. Can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 3, please? Spirit guides of love and light. And they're also saying, your spirit guides are saying to remember the power of perseverance. Remember the power of persevering through challenge, through struggle, through difficulty. It's like when and they're showing me this image of like somebody who's digging for gold. And it's like right when they want to give up, that moment where they think, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, maybe this is a waste of time, they're struggling with these inner demons, and then they transcend those inner demons and keep going, is right when they strike gold. And that's something that your spirit guides are saying. Can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 3, please? So it's interesting because on the back of the deck we have the same image that flipped out on your card. And actually, I don't know if I've ever seen this card before. But it's like you're always connected. Always. It says, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. I feel like your advice is to detach from almost like negativity, other people's projections, other people's insecurities, maybe your own insecurities. When you let that go, when you learn the art of detachment, the practice of letting things go, and you become more connected to your joyful, to joy, to happiness, to love. Your spirit guides it's almost like you can open up that energy and realize that your spirit guides are always there helping you and guiding you. Can we please get some advice and guidance for pile number 3, please? So we had this card flip over. Again, with that orange, like yellow energy, your spirit guides could be encouraging you to connect more to your sacral chakra, connect more to your solar plexus chakra, learning to stand in your own power and stand in your authenticity and not be afraid of what other people are going to say or how other people are going to perceive you or the things you create. But this card says, When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. I feel like this could be a very powerful affirmation for you, especially if you do struggle with intrusive thoughts or people projecting negativity onto you and you accepting that negativity as your own. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. And then on the back of the deck we have, there is a stream of love supporting my dreams. Your spirit guides love you so much. And they want you to know that they're there for you always, even when you can't see them. Even when you get stuck in your own head. Even when other people are putting you down, or maybe you're putting yourself down, they're always there, sending you love and light. And I feel like maybe doing like a meditation where you focus on loving light, energy streaming into your body, like breathing in love and releasing toxicity, breathing out negative energy, breathing out that old, what's no longer serving you. I feel like that could be very powerful for you as well. But that's all I have for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And if this resonated with you, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. And if you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And we would love to have you be a part of the Sailor family as well. Thank you so much again for watching. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will see you later. Bye.